the other recording gonna switch? There we go. Hello everybody, welcome back. I don't have too much time, maybe about an hour and a half. So we're gonna see what we can knock out of the way today, right now. One thing I noticed is that we can throw this, but it doesn't get subtracted from our inventory. Okay, so we should be able to subtract it quite easily. Our master node has a function, remove item slot. This removes the whole item. Take item, real. Take item, this searches for the item. Give pick item, okay. Remove item, let's do this. Let's make a function for consume item. Holy hand hello. There we go. So, consume item. So we give the player node, we give the item slot. So we're going to do if player node has an item in this item slot, then technically player node's inventory. We're going to check if the inventory under this item slot has amount, and if it has that amount, and technically it's supposed to have an amount key, then we're going to take amount, subtract 1 from it, and then if after subtracting it is 0 less or equals to 0, then we're going to erase. I think erase, yes, there we go. Erase the item. Okay. I'm gonna have it return. I technically don't have to, but let's say if all of this happens, return true, and if none of that happens, return false. Okay, cool. I don't know if we're gonna necessarily need it. How's it going, Zoltan? What's on the list today? Okay. Weapon process. Weapon throwable. Okay, so here we instance the thing. Master node. Consume item. The player we're going to be consuming is self. And the item would be the select slot. Uh-huh. Eval access property 0. Now that's curious. Selected slot 0. Hours sleep wasn't the best idea. Man, I couldn't sleep myself either. I don't know why. Weird ass night. Equipped item. Oh. Right. Should probably not be removing the item while we are still trying to use that item. Beautiful. Oh yeah, that's right. We never check the whatchamacallit, the muzzles. Check it here. Nice. It's a little close. Yeah, it's a little close to the gun. Love that. The holy hand grenade. Yeah, hopefully, what is it, Team 17 is just gonna appreciate the homage. Like, haha, that's so funny. Here's our lawyer. Okay. Another thing is that our shotgun is supposed to actually produce 3 shots. Let's see. So we're gonna have to do shot count. Let's do 2 shots, actually. The rest of the weapons will have 1 shot. Yes. Oh. What? I expect. Oh, right. Key value pairs. Haven't acclimated to the new day yet. Lack of sleep and whatnot. Okay, so let's go to weapon process. Okay, muzzle flash. And right here is where we instantiate the bullet. Okay, here we have the velocity. Okay, 4x in. We need the stats, right? Fire rate, stats. Bullet count, was it? Shot count. So this is going to produce that many bullets. The spread is another thing that we need to put here. So I'm just going to leave a variable so I can quickly come back to it. Spread. Spread them. Yeah, this is another thing. The accuracy of the weapons is going to be kind of shit. Pistol, let's say. Okay, if we do 10 degrees spread, it's 10 degrees in both ways. Both directions. Okay. So, when we calculate the velocity, we're going to do spread angle equals rand f range and then this would be negative. We need to extract it because it's long as heck. Spread stat spread. So the random float is going to be between negative value, positive value, and then I think with this is in radians. Yes. So we need to degrees to radians. And then we're going to add this up here. Mm-hmm. Nice. Maybe we can also adjust the speed a little bit. Projectile speed. There is a speed. Okay, that gets populated there. Maybe just a bit of randomness. Okay, so we're going to take the speed, subtract 25, and then add, or I guess that's going to be the maximum speed. So it's minus 50 up to the maximum speed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. The spread. Oh yeah, that's right. Whoa. What? Why can we damage it? That's not supposed to happen. What? Hold on a second. We're not supposed to be able to damage the cauldron. Okay. Something is a little off. Area. Ah. That's why. We never double checked if whatever the area is, it's in group. Okay. Soldier. The way you say what should be on the soundboard. Just gonna be the cacophony of me saying and the soundboard playing at the same time. Damage detection. Yes. It's not a part of any group, but if we get the parent, we know that it's in the enemy group. So get parent is in group, enemy group, and if that is the case, only then do the damage. Ah. Well, that's a bit of an issue. Because you see, we are supposed to be able to damage it. If the player damaged the cauldron, origin is not equals null. Huh. That doesn't tell us if it's the player. Hold on a second. Bullet does send self, which means it is going to be populated. So if origin not equals null and origin is in group, player group, then it does this thing. And then maybe then we'll subtract the health. And if it is the player who did it, we're going to return before that takes place. Which means the bullet doesn't have to check if it's a part of the enemy group, because then it won't be able to detect the cauldron. Oh, wait, no, that's the warrior. Is the cauldron part of the enemy group? It is not. Alright. I think that should do it. Come on. Okay. Oh. The bullet sends self. So the bullet itself is not a part of the player group. The bullet is not a part of any group. Let's make it a part of a group. Player bullet. So if it was the player bullet that hit it, it's going to do this whole thing and then return. Nice. That also is supposed to cost points. So, amount to create, this is going to create 6 points. So, it should cost, I'm thinking maybe it should cost like 2 points per shot. Yeah, it's not supposed to cost health, but it's supposed to cost points, like that. Maybe even more, because this is a pretty powerful attack. Let's say it's going to be 5 points per projectile. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, can we upgrade the projectile count? Not yet. Go ahead and give it the ability to do that. Projectiles. Let's do 60 points. That should create the panel, the menu right away. And then we can handle the code for that here. Okay. So it will already subtract the points, I think. Will it? Use points. Use points is what we use to consume the points for upgrading something. But in certain cases it should stop. Okay. So that's cool. We consume the points and then we need to upgrade something. We know that we have a damage. It has 6 amounts to create. Okay. I'm gonna pop up here, like a variable called projectile amount. We're gonna make, let's do 3. Fairly useless in the beginning. And then this is going to use this variable now. And then when we upgrade, it will use +1. Okay, so right now this should be 4. Yes. Nice. Ow. Oh, broken. Okay, that is good. We did go into the negative points. That should never be the case, because technically depleting points is... I don't think it's supposed to damage. We could make the cauldron be damaged if we use too many points, but maybe like a slow damage over time. Okay, projectile amount plus equals 1. How about we also maybe improve the damage amount of the cauldron? Okay. Projectile damage. Let's add, let's say, 10 to it. This doesn't exist yet. Start with 10. And then when we fire, new projectile, damage is going to be set to this damage. Now, let me double check if it actually has damage. It does have damage. Well, actually, no. It does not. And it says it's 15. That's okay. We're going to start with 10. Nice. Does the player forward their projectile damage? We do not. This is going to come from the player's stats. Is it damage? It is indeed damage. Okay. What's the issue here? New projectile not declared. It's new bullet. Okay. Max magazine max amount. I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with this, because technically the maximum amount in the magazine is tied to the player stat. So if they purchase a magazine from the vending machine, then technically that magazine should have that much ammo in it. But if they drop the magazine, then... If they drop the magazine, the player will interact with the magazine, but it's not going to deposit the whole item. It is going to deposit it one item at a time, because it has to do stacking. Which means, if in one player, one magazine takes up... if one magazine takes up one slot, in another player, that picked up magazine will take 2 slots, or 3 slots. Okay, yeah, so it's a problem that is not a problem. That's right, Bardia. Okay. Does the damage amount actually work? It doesn't show the stat. Oh yeah, we can expedite their extraction. Ow. Come on. These guys deal too much damage in the beginning. Damage amount is 10. Sheesh. Start with 5. Cool. Oh, by the way, for the holy hand grenade, I actually wanted to turn white right before it explodes. I think we might be able to do that by pushing modulate to an extreme. But we need to do that right at the end. Which, actually, because we have an animation here, might be able to just do it right here. Okay, we'll take modulate, but we have to use Bezier curves, because with Bezier curves we can push these values up. Let's go like 10. Okay, sure, but no, this wasn't supposed to happen here. Can we push it even further? Yeah, I don't think we can. Yeah, that's not really the same. Might just have to use the shader. Click load. It's called player, but it is going to be local. There we go. Okay. I will trust that that works. No, that doesn't. Need to set the frame. There we go. Okay. Maybe we can also do a little violent wiggle. So we got sprite origin scale. This is where we need the wiggle. Zero 0.5. Add this. Subtract this. Okay, it's very strong. Needs to be a lot faster, but much less extreme. Yes. Nice. And then the amount is going to be controlled through this variable. But we're going to make it an export variable so we can animate it. There we go. By making it an export, we can actually animate it here. Although, I do wonder, if I were to just add a Bezier track, let's say here, there's the export variable, but it doesn't look like we would be able to program any variable. Only the exported ones. Okay. Unless there's a special type of track. There's a property track. Once again, it's for exported properties. Yeah. There's a call method track. Audio. Yeah, okay. So this is the best way we have. Insert a key. This one's going to be 1. That's going to cause it to wiggle. Wiggle waggle. Oh god. It's pretty violent. I'm not gonna lie. Let me actually also make it grow. We just stack these little features. Which, by the way, we can actually make it grow by just using that variable. Plus vector 2. Okay, then multiply by 0.3, so it's not so extreme. Nice. I'm going to set this to return to the middle. Cool. Alright. Perfect. That works. I think we've over-engineered and perfected this thing to death. Cool. What else? I wanted to make it so that when you use up the points, when they get destroyed, they spawn little point destruction particles. Which is really not going to be a particle, it's going to be like an animated sprite. Okay. I'm going to need to open up the point so that I could see. Let's see. Well, no thumbnails from me. Thanks, Windows. Oh, thank you. There we go. Bubble, bullet, point. Okay. That. Looks like the point is 32 by 32 pixels. But we're not using all of 32 by 32, so don't feel as bad. And I painted on the background. Mm-hmm. That's it, just a tiny little four sprite piece. Mm-hmm. Iron, welcome back. Okay, so point hop. Nice. I'm gonna create a quick sprite sheet. The holy bomb was amazing. Thanks. I wonder how many people nowadays will get it. We don't want assets, we want engine, sprites. Just finished watching the 6-hour live stream. Holy crap. That's I don't know where you get the time. Okay. It's a man of dedication and sheer flickin' will. Point pop. Okay. This has 2 vertical, 2 horizontal frames. Mm-hmm. Let's attach a script. Okay. I think we'll just do the whole thing in code. We can't get it through here by the looks of it. We could do it on ready. Was it OS? No, it's time now. Okay, is that available like that? Hey, nice. Okay, so in the process, if the time minus the last time we made a record is over 50 milliseconds, time gets recorded, the current time gets recorded, and then frame plus equals 1. If frame is 0, 1, 2, 3, let's do this. We're going to do it before. If it is 3, then it's the last frame, queue free, and return. Otherwise, add 1 more frame. So once we end up on frame 3, this should destroy itself, and that should be good. Okay, save it, objects, point pop. Now we're going to go to the point. Preload it. Then we're going to go to use up. Create pop. That should do it. don't mind me. Interesting. The position of the actual point is always in the one location. It is the sprite that moves around. So we're gonna have to get the sprite's glow position. Yeah, that works. Maybe we could do a random angle. And F 360. Oh, can't do right. Rand integer. I think that's sufficient enough. Rotation degrees. That should be nice. I don't know why I picked that up, but okay. Should we be able to go through that? I feel like that should be blocking us. Nice. Yeah, that works. We'll probably need to improve on the explosion particle. Maybe add some lighting to it. Cool. Is that something that I can take off the list? What I just did? Upgradable boost power. Upgradable burst amount. Burst power, burst amount. Need to program the damage of the bomb too. That is a very good point. Bomb damage. Gun smoke particle. We don't have a smoke. We have the muzzle flash. Cauldron shot must consume points. That's done. Damaging cauldron causes it to become distressed, preventing upgrade menu from appearing. I think that would be an easy enough thing to add. Okay. how are we going to represent the frustration of whatchamacallit, the cauldron. Something like this. Okay, what is it? Frustration emote. Okay, it's a little 2-frame thing. Yes. Oh, multiply. Yeah, sure. And then we'll have a timer. It'll be easier to hide and reveal the whole thing if I place it together. And where's our player? I'm gonna borrow this thing. Stress bar. Add a timer. Distress timer. Am I spelling that right? Yes. One shot. Let's say 10 seconds. I think we can get away without the signal. Okay, So if it takes damage, specifically from us, the stress timer will start. So it's fine if it takes damage from the enemies, but if we choose to cause it to shoot the projectiles, then there's a penalty. Alright. So if it is stopped, we're going to take the node. Should probably give this a name. Visibility will be based on this, and the value of the bar, progress bar, is going to be based on time left divided by wait time times 100. Nice. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be the opposite. Okay, we start the timer. Oh, it's not stopped. And then we need to make the little pieces wiggle. Man, kind of wish I could just make these things do it automatically. Either that or have an animation player. We can make it autoplay. And then there's going to be a looping animation. Match frame, no basic curves. Same thing here. There we go. Interesting. How does it reset? That's why. Okay. Oh, it doesn't play the other one. That's because... Ah. That's what I want. Okay. So, all we gotta do is prevent the interface from appearing while the timer is running. Whoops. That's not right. Ah, that's for purchasing. Okay. I think that's only for the interaction. Player near scalar. Uh-huh. Now this is a condition. Integer condition if the size is over 1 and the animation is stopped. Nice. Okay, something else that we can place right now, very quickly and cheaply, is the knockback. Or player knockback. So let's do 60 for starters. So this is something the player has to reduce over time. So anytime the player shoots, we have dash, I believe. We don't have knockback, so dash is, we're going to add to it vector2 value, which determines the direction. The direction is going to be based on this. Except it needs to go in the opposite direction. So I think we can remove the pi, and that's just going to get the job done. Oh. You don't like. Player knockback not declared. Right, because it's it comes from here. Oops. Yes. So whenever you start the game, it begins with these preset values that you have to mitigate and fix up and spend points in order to make them more usable and more tuned. Master node. Let's go to weapon, set the condition to 100. And if you really need to get somewhere fast, Let's see. Whoop. Let's run the proper scene now. Okay, now we can just throw out the item. You can dash in order to counteract the knockback. Can you recommend good Godot course? Learn on Gamedev. Well, do you have a game idea that you want to put together? Okay. I think when the player is by themselves, we could make it so that the camera looks ahead of where the player's looking. Do you have a game idea? What kind of a game it is? Is it? Okay. Let's see here. So we know that we get the value of the joystick or the mouse. You know what I should do? I should turn this into global variables. X, JY, and then go up here. Yeah, that's right. We should probably just keep this as 0, 0, because if the player is not a controller player, this would fail. Okay. Now, go to camera carriage. We average out the position. This is the velocity of where it is going, average position. Okay. If solo player, trying to make a 2D game top-down. Gotcha. How old are you? Just based on, you said you're experienced web developer, so that tells me, you know, relatively of age to understand concepts. 35. Okay, cool. Do you have any experience in game dev at all? If solo player. Right, okay, if solo player, I can find out if there's only one player by getting the size. Oh, size is 1, technically. Get tree, get nodes in group, player group, size 1. Get tree, get nodes in group, player group, size 1. Right, if it is 1, then we are going to add to the average position. Well, this has to be based on the type of choice, type of input. So we're gonna have to do get first node and group, player group. That's gonna give us the only player that is there. I wonder if it's possible to do a hint, but the hint is a script. Nope. So that it would like get the variables of the player script. It's like a typed. Unless, hold on, unless we need to set it up as a scene. It's better to add class name player in this case. Class name. Like at the top of the player script? In the player script. Was it class name? Okay. Nice. Okay, hold on a sec. Is that going to expose the variables though? Average position. So we do pl dot. It does expose that. Holy crap, that is awesome. Joy Y. Perfect. That is flippin' awesome. Okay, perfect. That is fantastic. So, if PL chosen input method is keyboard, and then else the only other thing is the controller. Keyboard. Okay, so in that case we are going to add to it maybe the halfway point between the player position and the mouse position. If it's the keyboard, average position, pl dot global. Narek, are you still there? Did you bounce? Global position. Let's do I am. Okay. I was gonna ask, do you have any particular experience in doing game dev? Hey. Yo, what's up? Not much. This guy. I don't have my soundboard open, so excuse me. I didn't expect to see this much activity in the hour and a half that I have. Let's lerp it to the get global mouse position by half. Okay, so Narek, what I was going to suggest is that if you want to do some sort of like a crash course, I actually teach game dev for a living with one-on-one classes, and I have volunteer hours that I usually contribute towards folks, you know, as like a one month or 2 month type of crash course, really highly concentrated, just to get the ball rolling. If you want, we can do something like that. It's totally free, and you get like a big boost in the direction just to get your bearings of how to do stuff, how to get the player going, maybe do some complex item selections, maybe a little bit of inventory, and yeah, that will at least get you started in the right direction. Because there's an ocean of tutorials. Like, you can just go to YouTube and literally type in Godot tutorial and start watching. But you know, when you have like a bajillion Godot basics tutorials, it starts to repeat itself. So yeah, I think that's an alternative. Not everybody's really able to do that. So I have a Discord link. I think it should be listed somewhere. Actually, bottom left, I think there's a Discord link on the website, Eisenstadt Studio. So you can pop in, join, and then we'll get the ball rolling there. I'm going to multiply this by 256. Well, how do I make items go on my hand, my FPS arms? Your armature needs to have a wrist, and in that wrist you need to have an extra bone, which is going to be the item attachment bone. To that bone in Godot, you attach a node called bone attachment, which basically allows you to pair a node with a bone on your armature, and then in the bone attachment you place a remote transform node. In my opinion, that works better than attaching the item directly to the bone attachment node. And you do have to rotate it by 90 degrees because of the mismatch between Blender's and Godot's orientation. The Z being up and in Godot Z being forward. User scripts are quite easy to understand with the Leica's techniques. Okay. Is there anything particular you want to learn? Oh. Oh boy. Yeah, that's quite a lot. It's also instant. Actually, no, it's not. Because it still interpolates to it. Okay, it's still too big, though. Let's go, like, 64. Which means here, we're going to have to do maybe a quarter of the distance. Yeah, okay. I feel like it still might be a bit too fast. But we're adding it to the average position. So what I think I'm going to do is make a variable called cam look ahead. We're going to set it to vector to 0. Okay. And here, instead of directly adding, we're gonna take average position, add to it the camera look ahead, and then here we're gonna make camera look ahead slowly transition to this value. Divide by, let's say, 15. So that's gonna be a smooth transitioning for it. There we go. Okay, that's much better. Okay. This is gonna be annoying as heck. Oh. Well, that missed everyone. No, no, no. Ah, you bitch. Eat this. Yeah. Probably needs to be a little bit larger. And it's got to be able to damage things. I mean, the damaging part shouldn't be too difficult. Things like how to move, animate. Okay. Yeah, so fairly straightforward stuff. Yeah, for sure. So, hop on the Discord server. And what we're going to do is find a date when you're free and I'm free. And then we can do these little volunteer sessions. It's like an hour a week or a couple of hours a week. Okay. Cool. I think that's... Yeah, I don't think we need to squish it. Let's do body entered, body exited. Actually, can we even detect the soldier? Let's see. There is a shape. It's right there. Oh yeah, that's perfect. So, let me do the following. Enemy group. Holy hand grenade. So when the body enters and when body exits, we're going to check if body is in group, enemy group. We're going to do last radius targets. We're going to push back or append the body we're trying to destroy. And then here, if something leaves, we're going to erase. Now this has to actually exist. Make it an array. What if I can't connect the remote transform to my inventory node with script? What if I can't connect the remote transform to my inventory node with script? There's zero chance that you can't do that. You just gotta find a way to do it. You should only really have one remote transform for the one arm, maybe two if you can dual equip, or for the reloading. But that's basically it. Okay, so when we explode, instantiate the explosion, and then for target in last radius targets, damage. Let's see, should have warrior or soldier. I'm gonna rename it to be called soldier. Please don't break anything. Okay, soldier has a function called damage, takes an amount on the origin. Does it do anything with the origin? Check if it is, if it's not the cauldron. Okay, cool. That's good. So I'm just going to go here. So amount 100 self. Go into Discord. Sounds good. I'll send you a message shortly after the stream. Okay. I think that's it. That's all that we need. Okay, right, that was my only one. Because we're removing them from the inventory now. Let's give it a test. That's right. Ooh. Alright. It's getting dicey. Oh! It's... Okay, that's a bit much. Invalid access property key, my player. Ah, right. Okay, so the hand grenade has to have my player variable. I don't know if it's a good idea for us to make it damage the cauldron. That might be a bit much. Okay. Let's do this. If origin my player is not equals to null, just gonna double check that. It did run this on the soldier, so I suppose that's fine. We do need to make sure that the player forwards okay, so there's the throwable. Here we go. New throwable. My player is going to be set to self. So the projectile or the throwable grenade knows who's who and who initiated the damage. Yes, that's right. Bro gas. Okay. Whatever you say. I think we'll do have to display the item that we're holding too. Ooh. They also don't have any pathfinding. What? You're shitting me. Really? 100 damage. Unless the soldier doesn't actually take the amount. Oh no, they always take 10 damage. Oh no. Alright. And we definitely need to increase the size of the explosion. Yeah, this was before I added like damage stat. Everything just dealt 10 damage to these things. Broadcast, you know, okay, whatever. Bitch. Alright, come on, gentlemen. I need to hide the inventory when I'm aiming. That's great. I love it. Hold on a second. Explosion. Balancing is going to be challenging with all this. I know. I know. I'm always picking these games where the balancing is going to be a pain in the ass. I don't know why. Okay. Hold on a sec. Let's not set it to one shot. Let's set... What is it? This is vertical explosion. The round explosion. Let's set it to 32. And then we're gonna set the velocity. Let's do between 60 and 300. Okay. Yeah? Okay. Okay, we definitely need something that looks a bit more like an explosion, so we'll probably need more particles there. Also, it's really loud when like a whole bunch of enemies are dying at the same time. Let's do this. It's a white gradient, which we can't see on white. We can't see on black. Okay. Got it. Okay. Assets, no. Engine. Sprites. Light masks. Light masks. PNG. And then 256. Circle 256. I'm gonna do a light 2D. Okay. How big is this? This might work out okay. We can't see it because there's nothing in the background. But we have a destroy timer which is set to 3 seconds. This explosion lasts 1.5. This one lasts for 1. Okay, that's perfect. Because what I can do is do func process. I can make the light energy be equals to the timer time left divided by timer wait time. How do I have different animations for different items? The way I handle it is that the player has their hands, and those hands have all the animations for all the items and interactions that need to be. So you'll have to manage it within the Blender file. And then if the weapon has like special things that move around along with the animation, like if it's a pump action shotgun, the reload thing has to move, then the weapon has its own animation armature, the player hand has its own animation armature. And then you play both of them together. Okay. I keep saying I need to make it so that I close the inventory when I'm aiming. Before I forget to do that, I'm going to do that right now. Throwable. Okay, so if we're holding, inventory open becomes false. Okay, it works. It works. Let's set the timer to maybe 5 seconds. And then the energy is going to be 6 times this amount. Actually, it might be the opposite, isn't it? Wait time is the amount of time we have. Time left is how much... Oh, yes. No, that's perfect. This goes down. Yes! Okay. Oh, that's 5 seconds. 5 seconds might be a bit much. Let's do 3 seconds. And then the point light's gonna have an orangish look to it. Might have to make some maybe falling debris type particle. But it looks good. Definitely helps. Okay. Still too long. I'm actually surprised as how long this thing needs to be. Maybe 2 seconds? Yeah. Yeah, that works. And that is all the time I have for now. So, I'm going to wrap it up here. Continue in the next one. Appreciate the company. Cool beans. We made some progress. There we go. That's all that matters. Alrighty. Perfect. Thanks, fellas. Appreciate the company. Was expecting this kind of a turnaround. It's quite nice. And, yeah. we'll see what we can do next time. Bye-bye.